Hear me in the World Vibes Radio. Why they my use ya? Not take no talkie. Be careful of some places where you walk. Some no know God, them no read Bible. Then we shoot you down with them rifle. Do not bring no guns, come to town. It's World Vibes, tell them leave that at home. Them better bring love, come to town. It's I say spread the joy around. World Vibes Radio. I'm not taking this now. Let's go and teach your youths them. Play some good music, educate them.
Yo, check this out. This is Anthony Cruz, and you don't know it's the Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans with Joshua. Keep it locked, man. Blaze it hot. Anthony Cruz to that.
Diaspora, we need some connection right now in this time. Cause basic commodity for the poor is getting harder to find. Gun trade run and get homes. A power struggle taking over. A man would rather to give you a bullet from his gun than to extend a thought to his brother. Yeah, man, stay connected, man. Kabbalah for Jamaican, man. We'll work it out, man. Brother Joshua, help us work it out. Yeah, man. Use this beautiful platform and help us work it out. Rastafari. Prophecy said that.
Black people, keep your hands up. Emperor Selassie, I bless them. Burning fire never ends now. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorance and now. Simplicity we used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorance and now. Simplicity we used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. It's not the one bag of vanity narding, animosity narding, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba laba narding, but stubborn nor vampire evil lost desire. It's just a meditation of my heart, pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding and be smart. Listen to the children speak the word and shine the light in the dark, yeah. Simplicity we used to survive, men to find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity me used to survive, do what you doing properly, that's the way through life. Simplicity I used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. Simplicity me used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Abide your anger, that we pause. Praise Rastafari and live a worthy cause. Give us all the blessing, give us all reward to help the poor find it easy when them find it hard. Simplicity I used to survive, men don't find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity I used to survive, I shall live and love your life. Keep doing what you're doing, don't you grumble. See what you sow is what you reap, so be humble. Know what you're doing, you never stumble. Burn down Rome, I side them crumble. Lead the way with the word what I speak. Never must you stray, praise the King in the east. Oh, I don't you teach, I am not rich. Oh, yeah. Simplicity I used to survive, men find it difficult because they ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Simplicity I used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Oh, Galante tell you, it's not the one bag of vanity nothing, animosity nothing, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba laba nothing, but stubborn nothing, vampire evil lost desire. It's just a meditation of my heart. It's just a pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding, I tell you to be smart. Listen to the children when they speak and shine the light in the dark. Simplicity I used to survive, men to find it difficult because they ignorant and dark. Simplicity I used to survive. Children, live and love your life. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pull it up, select.
Lego this year one.
Just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them how to remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. Just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them how to remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. So when I sing about all them boss love both, then forget that and put them woman up front. There's a time and a place for everything. Whoa. Hey. See them a talk about how them fire them gun, and I talk about how them boss got lean. But I don't have no time to mingle and sing. Hey. I said I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. And tell the mass if you remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. Yes, I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. And tell the mass if you remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. Remember, oh, just send Jonah and Elijah, Moses and Noah, Martin Luther King and Marcus too. Well, they never falter. The man they do them works and they move on. So I know they have been learned. I and I must carry on the words. Wow. Just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell the man if you remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. Whoa. Just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell the man if you remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. See, I and I don't come up to turn no wood and stone. Well, I and I come up to teach, so you better learn. Well, you better love Jah and live. Give all the love you can give. Prepare to move on, 'cause this place is not your own. Well, whoa, whoa. Hey, just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them how if you remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. Well,
I'm in the forward, pull up that.
Many days and nights to find you. Open up my eyes to my surprise. You are here. You showed me that you love me. You showed me that you care. And I told you that I needed you. And you said you'll always be here for us. Through ups and downs, you've always been around. And what you say is true. With you I've got to be forever, child, yeah. With you, oh yeah. And now I'm on my knees, crying my tears, wishing all the wrongs I've done could be erased. But I gotta be a man about it. Jah, you bless me in every way, and I love it. And you are here to stay with me, and I know you'll do everything for us. Through ups and downs, you'll always be around. That's not for us. And what they say is true. With you I got to be forever, child.
go forward, forward, pull up that, pull up that, pull up that, pull up that.
Cause you've been working till you can't work no more to make your soul secure. Yes, you've been praying every day and night that Father Jaja will just shine his light. And though the heathen them are broken right, you still that live upright. Are you prepared to meet thy God and King? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? Alright. Now tell me, brother, is your conscience free? And are you living for eternity? Are you loving humanity, serving the Almighty? Now sister, tell me if your hand okay. You take a dip in at the healing stream. Rastafari, you today find the scene. I score and grin. Are you prepared to meet thy God and King? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? Yes. Put a little love in your heart and put joy in your mind and your thoughts, and that will take you across. Ooh. Aye. Are you prepared to meet that God and King? Are you prepared to meet that Jah? Alright. Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? Are you ready for the Gideon? Children of Zion, be strong. Yeah. Are you prepared to meet thy God and King? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah? Are you prepared to meet thy God and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? Very well. Brothers and sisters living in love.
Diaspora, we need some connection. Right now in this time. Cause basic commodity for the poor is getting harder to find. Gun trade run and get homes. A power struggle taking over. A man would rather to give you a bullet from his gun than to extend a thought to his brother. Yeah, man, stay connected, man. Kabbalah for Jamaican, man. We'll work it out, man. Brother Joshua, help us work it out. Yeah, man. Use this beautiful platform and help us work it out. Rastafari. Prophecy said that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua, and we're here every Tuesday and Wednesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 to 8 p.m. in Jamaica. And we're also live on YouTube. You may go to our YouTube channel, Kabbalah for Jamaicans. That's KABBALAH, the number 4, and Jamaicans, JAMAICANS. Kabbalah for Jamaicans on YouTube. And you can listen to us live there. If you'd like to interact with the program, you may give us a call in studio and we'll send you the Zoom link where if you have any questions, you can ask your questions live. It's country code +1 516 965 5700. That's country code +1 516 965 5700. Today is April 2nd, 2025, and we are in the new astrological cycle of Aries. Actually, today, right now, is the 4th day of Aries, because God's day starts at night. And since we do things the Israelite way, this is what we observe. Let's see. We've been talking about Passover for the last 2 weeks. And for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, welcome. What we do here is we share the teachings of Kabbalah, which is the ancient Israelite wisdom that Moses received on Mount Sinai. And I have been a student of Kabbalah for the last 17 years. Raised a Christian in a Jamaican household and became a Bible student very early, from about 14, 15, 16. By 16, I had known the Bible very well, both the Old Testament and the New Testament. Because I was reading from about maybe 10. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a household that saw my grandmother with a Bible on her knee all the time, reading Psalms, reading scriptures. We used to listen to Family Bible Reading Fellowship on the radio in New York. And my mother was a strong woman of faith. We were not a religious family by any means. But, as a lot of Jamaican families are, we're God-fearing. We go to church. And we try to live our lives, accordingly. So, but something awakened within me very early, at a very early age. I got saved at about 18. For those of you who know what that is, that experience where you give your life over to the Lord. Jesus was my first love. And I accepted him as my Savior. Had a very profound experience at a very young age. And sought out to live my life according to the scriptures. But as a Bible student and as someone, because I'm a Scorpio by nature, but I'm both Scorpio and Sagittarius. Scorpio by the Gregorian calendar, but Sagittarius by the Hebrew calendar. And, being the curious person that I am, because they say that Scorpions are some of the best detectives, because we seem to look into things, and we're also somewhat very intuitive. We're not considered to be liars. I mean, we'll lie to protect ourselves, but we're not general liars. And they say that, Scorpions are some of the best friends that you can have because they'll tell you the truth. I think probably the only issue, one of the issues that we have, not the only issue, but one of the issues that we have is tact. Being able to tell someone something in the best way possible. But as a young Bible student and someone who searched the scriptures, I found a lot of things lacking in Christianity. Because when you really take a close look, the teachings of Christianity are very different from the teachings of the Old Testament. Very different. And whereas Moses is the main character, I would have to say, well, of course, not even, you want to say the 5 books of Moses. Imagine, there are the first 5 books of the Bible, of the Old Testament, right, is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And they're called the 5 books of Moses. And there's a reason for that. But Moses doesn't appear anywhere in Genesis. So how does that get his name? He's in the other 4. And the reason why it is considered the 5 books of Moses is because the Creator revealed this to Moses and he wrote it down. Revealed the things that happened before him, and Joshua helped to complete Deuteronomy because Moses passed away in Deuteronomy. And the other reason why it is called the 5 books of Moses is because Moses is considered to be the channel. Moses was chosen to be the channel to reveal the wisdom of God's Torah, the secrets of the universe. There's a reason why over 200 times in the Old Testament, in the 5 books of Moses, it says, and God spoke to Moses. God spoke unto Moses. The word of the Lord came unto Moses and said. There's a reason for that. But when you look at the New Testament, Jesus of Nazareth, whose rightful name is Yeshua, and that's what you'll hear me use, Yeshua is the main character. And a new religion was formed because the early church fathers felt that Judaism wasn't enough. It wasn't proper. They claimed that because God gave man the law, and because he saw that man could not live by the law, he decided to send his son as a peace offering to appease himself, because the wages of sin is death. So basically, Christianity is saying that Jesus is God's plan B. Plan A never worked, the giving of the law, so he had to send his son. That, my friends, is not in alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. I'm not here to step on any toes. I'm only here to speak the truth. And what we do here is we give you the truth according to the wisdom and the lens of Kabbalah. As I mentioned last night, the Kabbalists agree that Jesus indeed was one of the Messiahs. Actually, I didn't say this last night, but they agree that when the Christians say that Jesus died for our sins, the sins of the world, they're correct. Because the Zohar, which is the principal text of Kabbalah, tells us that the death of a righteous soul can rid the world of its sins and negativity. So that is in alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. So the Kabbalists do not deny when the Christian says that Jesus died for our sins. Yes. But it doesn't stop there, my friends. Okay? Because we are still held responsible and accountable. Because the world is built upon a framework of cause and effect. And whatever it is that you do now, you can't run to Jesus and say, I am covered. You have to be responsible. And judgment will reach you if you don't know how to sweeten the judgment and to repent on your own. Jesus came to be an example. Yeshua came to be an example to us. And he came to open up certain pathways for us to follow in. Spiritual pathways. Yeshua said, in my Father's house there are many mansions. I go to prepare a place for you. that is in alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. Why? Because all the great sages, all the great masters, all the great teachers paved the way for their students to follow after them. Yeshua also said, my sheep hear my voice. Okay? So all of those things that he said is pretty accurate. In fact, if you look at all the things that Yeshua himself said, if you can find yourself what I'm called a red letter edition Bible, you will see that the things that are recorded as him saying are in complete alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. Now, the interpretations thereof may not be in alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. For instance, Yeshua said, no man cometh to the Father but by me. Christianity claimed that Yeshua was claiming that he is the doorway and that the only way you can get to God is through him. My friends, that is not what Yeshua was saying. That is not what he was implying. When you start studying Kabbalah, you will learn about the tree of life, the 10th Sphirot, which is the architecture of the spiritual system, the 3-column system. It is made up of 10 energy attributes, which are called Sphirot. Similar to the chakras in our body, which are 7 main ones, you can call these 10 chakras and their energy centers. In the center of that design are 6 of those Sphirot, and they are called Hesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod. 6. Those 6 have a code word that is named Zer and Pin. Zer and Pin is also known as the S-O-N, the sun. It is also represented by our S-U-N, that which gives our universe and our solar system life and energy. Okay, it is the core, it is the belly of the tree of life. When Yeshua said that no man cometh to the Father but by me, he was saying there's no way yet you can attain the upper 3 Sphirot of Keter, Chokmah, and Binah unless you go through the sun, unless you go through Zer and Pin. Because we, physical beings, live in the 10th level, the lowest level in the tree of life, called Malhut. We live in Malhut because that is where physicality exists. It's the only place in the tree of life where physicality exists, and that is where we are. And what Yeshua was saying is that no man can come to the Father. No person can attain the level of the Father, which is the top 3 Sphirot, Keter, Chokmah, and Binah, without going through the central column of Tiferet, which is included within Zer and Pin. And let me tell you another secret. The term Son of God was not unique to Yeshua. Because in his day, in the 1st and 2nd century, the word Son of God was a code word for a Kabbalist. Why is that? We go back to the Zohar. Again, the Zohar is the principal text of Kabbalah. And if you want to learn more about the Zohar, if you would like to see the Zohar in its original language and English translation, you can find it online at www.zohar.com. Zohar.com. Provided by the Kabbalah Center. The Zohar tells us in the portion of Behar, one of the sections of the Zohar, who the sons of God are. And the Zohar, which is the creator speaking, revealed through Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, which was a reincarnation of Moses, because Moses received the Zohar in his mind. It wasn't written down on Mount Sinai. He received the secrets of Kabbalah contained in the Zohar on Mount Sinai, but they were not written down. It is called the oral Torah, and it was conveyed by mouth through teachings. The Torah, the 5 books, were written down, and that is called the written Torah. So the Zohar tells us in the portion of Behar that the sons of God are those who seek to understand, seek to know God, the Creator, in a particular manner. In a particular manner. Not in a general manner, but in a particular manner. In other words, these are the people who want to know the secrets. These are the people who want to lift up the hood and understand how the engine works. These are the people who want to be partners with the Creator to make the world the paradise it was intended to be. And those are the sons of God. So when Yeshua received the label of Son of God, it was because he was a Kabbalist. Again, just like the other 24,000 students that Rabbi Akiva had. Rabbi Akiva, the great sage of Jesus' day, had 24,000 students. And they were all Kabbalists, and they were all called sons of God. And here's another secret. In order to be one of Rabbi Akiva's students, you had to know how to raise the dead. That is documented, my friends. Go look it up. So when Yeshua displayed his ability to raise Lazarus from the dead, okay, and the daughter of the centurion, okay, he was just proving his ability, again, as a Kabbalist. But he was not unique in that ability. But again, as a Christian, we wouldn't know that because we were shielded from a lot of things. We were told a lot of falsehoods. And one of them is that Yeshua is God. Again, friends, forgive me. I'm not here to step on any toes. I'm only here to share the truth. And what you will hear me say from time to time is that anything you find in the New Testament that is not in complete alignment with that of the Old Testament must be questioned. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it must be questioned because the Old Testament is the foundation. And God says that his word never changes. So whatever is written in the New Testament and is a part of the tenets of Christianity, if it is not in complete alignment with the teachings of the Old, it must be questioned. It must be questioned. One of the things that we also set out to do is to help you to understand, again, the teachings of Yeshua and how they are in alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. When he says that when you see me, you see the Father, that doesn't mean that he's God. It means that he represents the Father. It's like when a son on a business deal goes and represents the Father. Okay? The Son representing the Father. Meaning that the Son is carrying out the wishes of the Father. And that the Son should be looked at as if he is, again, representing the Father. And has the authority to make decisions on behalf of the Father. And Yeshua came to lead an example of life that we need to adopt. But Christianity don't encourage us to do that. Christianity says that we are much lower than Yeshua. That he is divine and that we are not. And just last night I read from the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 10 through 14, that it says He came into his own, and his own received him not. He, meaning God himself, the Spirit of God, came into man, but man didn't know. Look how many people are living, are walking out there that don't realize that they're the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells within them. They just don't recognize it. They don't give it place. And by not giving it place, the negative entity takes over by default. And that is why there's so much evil in the world. Because they become a host for evil. But again, when you look at the Gospel of John, he says he came into his own and his own received him not. But as many as received him, gave he power to become the sons of God, which were not born of blood, nor the will of the flesh, nor the will of man, but of God. Which means that we are all, if we choose to believe it, are born of divine inspiration, just like how Yeshua is said to have been born. We're no different, my friends, but it's whether or not you want to believe it. It's your divine right, if you believe it. Right? Even though the physics points to you are a product of your mommy and your daddy, and you are, physically. But your soul, that which animates you, is the true you. The body is just a housing. And when you come to realize that, when you start to understand and recognize your pedigree, where you've come from, you start to think differently. And you start to make these connections to your Father. Didn't Yeshua say, call no man on earth your father? For we all have one Father, who is the Creator. So, that is what we do here, my friends. We teach. And we expose Jamaicans to these teachings. Teachings that they may have never heard before. But are very much needed in this day that we're living in. Because, as you can see, unless you're living under a rock somewhere, it is very much needed. And I want to welcome to our call tonight Brother Peter, Brother Paul Lambert, Raquel Marcia, and Sean Forrester. You know, I always like to acknowledge the Jamaicans who are in Jamaica, right? Peter is in Jamaica, Paul is in Jamaica, and Sean is in Jamaica. Because it's important for our listeners to understand that there are Jamaicans out there who have been studying this and who are embracing this wisdom. So welcome everyone to the call. I certainly and I see brother. Yeah man, brother Peter, I see you have your hand up, man. Yeah man. Greetings.
I was remembering another time in the scriptures where it says, speaks about the same sons of God. Because in David spoke about it, or God spoke unto David in Psalm 82. Yes, that ye all are gods. And then there's another side in the beginning of the Bible, I think this is in Genesis, where the sons of God saw the daughters of men.
That is
that
right.
They were fair and great unto them. So
that is right.
It is said about our monarchy. The acknowledgement of us, even not being the supreme, but one and part of the supreme, yet still labeled as gods on earth.
That's right.
So that whole teaching, you see, what ones and ones fail to realize is that we are one and part, multiplicity of entities, interrelated, interdependent upon each other, and one and part of the source. And it does. We need to recognize that within ourselves. Yes, and the Kabbalah teaches them there.
That's right. That's right.
So it's not as you rightfully said so many times, not religion. It's a science.
It's a science, indeed. Thank you, Peter. Indeed, that's right. It's sprinkled throughout the Bible. But you see, again, the Christians don't want to acknowledge that. They don't want to see that because they want to keep the doctrine the way it is and to lead people to believe that Jesus is the only way. Believe in Jesus, believe in Yeshua. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Yeshua other than the fact that I don't believe he's God because it is not in alignment with the teachings of the Old Testament where the Creator says that he is the Savior. Okay? Yeshua is a channel, a very strong, powerful channel, just like how Moses was a powerful channel. Rabbi Shimon, the author of the Zohar, a very powerful channel and highly revered amongst the Kabbalists. But we don't believe that he's God. And if we pray, we can pray to Rabbi Shimon, we can pray to Moses, but by asking them to be or to intercede for us to the Creator. We're not believing that they're God. We know that they're not God. But we recognize that they are a channel and they have power because of the life that they lived and the achievements of their life. So we can tap into their energy, right? To draw down the creative force, the very powerful creative force. But we have to have the proper understanding. We cannot believe in myths or lies and expect to be powerful. Okay? Can't do it. So, but thank you for that, Peter. Yeah, man. That's definitely. And but unfortunately, a lot of Christians don't know their Bible that well. They may know the New Testament. Okay? They can quote certain things somewhat of the New Testament and tell you a lot about Yeshua, but they don't understand the Old Testament and where things come from. Right? So, yeah, man. Last night and last week, I was discussing a testimony that I heard from Brother Sean. And last night, I was emphasizing the things that a person can do to make a strong connection to the light force, to the energy. One of those things is listening to the Torah reading. One of those things is learning the prayers. Another is acknowledging and observing the cosmic openings that are available to us. And one very big one is coming up in 2 weeks called Passover, Pesach, the evening of Saturday, April 12th, where for 7 days the Creator says that we must eat unleavened bread and stay away from other flour products. Okay? I said that, the Kabbalah Learning Center of Jamaica offers every Saturday an opportunity for people to listen to the Torah reading. And twice a week, we broadcast live the Zohar reading that we've been embarking on and engaging in to dedicate it to Jamaica, right? Because we understand the power of the Zohar, and wherever the Zohar is read or studied, it raises the vibration of that place. So twice a week, we have a 30-minute live reading sponsored by the Kabbalah Center to broadcast the words of Zohar in its original language of Aramaic, and we have English translation. And Brother Sean is on the line tonight, and I asked him to come on and to share his testimony, because some things happened to Sean last weekend, and I am sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it was a direct result of what he did on Saturday, because it was the first time that he connected to the Torah reading, to the prayer service, right? The prayer connection from the Kabbalah Center, and the listening of the Torah. So, Brother Sean, welcome again, and please share with the people, what happened and what has been going on with you.
Yes, greetings, everybody. Good night. All right. On this Saturday, I wasn't feeling well at all, so I'm home, I'm in bed basically. But I was listening to the Torah reading and all of that. or the Sabbath. The Sunday now, just went outside there, and there was this bag in the front of my yard where I said to myself, this bag shouldn't be here, and I'm gonna burn it. And upon going to the back of the house, I caught a fire. Unaware when I was leaving where I caught the fire that the fire was still there and still pretty much active. I left it there and came in the house and gave my mom some coconut water because land fruitful, so we have coconut trees and other fruit trees. Upon giving her the coconut water, I mean, in the space about 2 to 3 minutes and go back down, the entire, and when I said the entire, about 1 acre of land was under fire. Are the Kabbalah program in mind too? Because I was about to ask Joshua something when that come up to him. Trust me, the fire truck came, no water in the fire truck. It was the same farm that I was looking to take care of where I got the water, and there was about 5 to 7 fire personnel with myself and my uncle-in-law trying to put out this fire.
An
We
acre.
finally, yeah man, we finally succeeded in doing so. But what had happened now, after it cooled down, now we think everything over and done with. My uncle-in-law was there trying to help me to get rid of the fire. He saw something in a coconut shell. He didn't really know what it was neither. But he saw something in there and he said, something that is the coconut shell, it looked like a snake or something like that, he said. Same time I look, I see the thing in there squirming around and all of that. Trust me, I've never seen a snake up close. The first time I see it, this thing was orange. I sent Joshua a picture of it. About 14 or 15 inches long.
Nah, man. It's bigger than that, man. It's about
To me,
it's about 2 feet long.
to me, to him curl up to you, Joshua, because
Okay.
when I took him out of the shell, one at the time I have him by
About
hand
3 feet.
and only thing I could hear my uncle-in-law say, no, put him in the fire, him just want him burn. And trust me, I did exactly what he said, and the thing start hissing as we speak, though. As one of the point in time, I see some liquid thing running from the fangs also, and him swell up and burst like a balloon bow. And within the whole operation, it take about probably for him to be completely burned out. It take about from after 2 hours there about straight back into the evening hours, the fire was there. And trust me, man, I see this serpent in all its farm, man. There was a rabbi, I think, or somebody came on the program. It was the same night or the night after Joshua.
Uh-huh.
When he pointed out the number 8 in the serpent 2 times to
Uh-huh.
curl up. And trust me, man, if you don't have eyes to see such a thing, I mean spiritual eyes, you would never recognize it. As after that, Joshua said you have to do some cleansing inside and outside. And trust me, from that day on, and reading the Zohar and meditating and listening to the program, I see improvement in my life, but it's nonetheless. And
See the snake there?
Monday night,
See the picture of the snake there?
on Monday night, it come up.
Yeah.
All right, that is him. That is him. And if everybody can look clearly, they will see the number 8 in heaven. That is the ash that burned from the trees and things that was down there. Him try to bury himself in there, man. You can't see me, Joshua? Yes, see me there.
Right, so.
See me. Yeah, man. My try bury himself right in there. And him big too. Him big. As what Joshua say.
Yeah, man. Well,
Curling
if
up
you
like
string
that.
this out, it's about 3 feet at least.
Yeah, man. And yet the fact that his son is like, he was fighting to stay alive, man.
Hmm.
You know, one coconut shell him curl up, so, you know,
Hmm.
this big old thing, you know. Well, it's a good size coconut still. But trust me, I don't know where him come from. After that, I can tell you that I feel lighter, I feel freer. And then two certain things that happened to me over the past, Joshua, with people and all of that. I was harboring really some negative energy for you. So after you spoke to me and even the rabbi or the person, that the Jewish person or the
Yeah.
Jewish,
Mm-hmm.
after I finished talking to me, I really started looking to myself and realized that is not me if you really hold a grudge or any form of negativity. That was the fire when I started. So if you look good, you can realize that fire is nowhere near the fence line yet. And here you have a fence post right in the behind the fire there. So
Uh-huh.
all of that land down at the back there's a burn out.
All of this
Everything.
within the
Burn out.
matter of minutes.
Within the matter, maybe left me step in the house 2 or 3 minutes and when we go back outside, fire truck come without water, all of these things. Maybe I said, Jaja, lucky thing for us is just farmland at the back there. The houses are not really close, so
Yeah.
it's just mostly trees and with God help we never catch no produce of fire,
Right.
no food at all. It's just maca tree and grass
Right.
and some other little stuff. But trust me, man, the other night coming home and say, well, this land clear out for a reason, so I'm going to do the farming now.
Because you
Bring
wanted
me
the
food.
land to clear out, not true?
Yeah, man. So when Satan, I make it feel a way that as destruction come, but God prepare the land for me in a such a way that nothing no burn out, we mustn't burn out. It's just what's supposed to be destroyed is destroyed there,
Wow.
including the snake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cause in that down back there, we are walking a chop or do we are do over there. I say we are clear and none know say this thing over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So may I tell you that when him do something, it is well done because we wouldn't have any idea. And him that stay over there get big. He might rodents and all sort of stuff over in the backyard.
And is a deadly snake? Is a python, you know?
That's when me tell people and some people say it's Jamaica. I've never seen this snake in Jamaica before. I've never seen. I go to the zoo. I never seen nothing look like in the color of him, this texture of his skin. I've never really seen it. His skin was like diamond, orange color thing in the sunlight.
Mm. Mm.
And no, but me tell you, say he never stopped. That's all. I was supposed to just um basically get rid of the trees. Them were burn out. So me go chop them down. On Tuesday, I came back to Clarendon from Manchester. And when I went there, coming home Tuesday night from my friend's house, I ring my foot where I have me affair basically up on this morning with the grace I got after reading the Zohar, the prayer
Of
that
healing.
Moses did for
The prayer
yes,
for healing. El
yeah,
Narafan.
man. It felt like a better way I could have happened stand on one leg and basically with a stick, a whole stick with pop off and chop down most of the trees. And I believe I couldn't do it this morning because this negative energy came upon me and said, okay, you're not going to be able to move and you're not going to be able to achieve nothing at all. So I must tell you, a whole lot of thanks and everybody on the program, stay on the program, and everybody that is reading Zohar. From you can read the Zohar, read the Zohar. Or even if you can't read it, just glance at all of the letters, as Joshua said. It will improve your life drastically.
Look at that.
So
Yes, Bridget. Jano. I
it's,
tell you.
it's real. It's real. It's real. It's real. And it's time for it. The information is out there. Nobody can say they don't hear or we are on a radio program just now. And the Most High God is here with us. So let's just do the right thing and hopefully we will see the glory of God in this life.
You know, what you said is so profound and on point that we will see the glory of God in this life. not to die and go to heaven. Okay? That is not the Creator's intention. Because as I pointed out last night, in Genesis chapter 3, verse 22, where the Creator says, "Behold, the man has become like one of us, to
Exactly.
know both good and evil."
Exactly.
Now, hopefully, he will take from the tree of life, eat also from the tree of life, and then live forever.
Mm-hmm.
That is God's intention. Not for man to be born, to live a life of suffering, and then die and then go to heaven because you believe in that Jesus. No, that's a lie.
And there's something else I want to say on this program, you know. If
Please.
people if we actually listen, read, we understand. Remember, you know, when Moses was born, it's the same identical situation to Jesus Christ, where they wanted to kill him from birth.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
And he grew up the same way where you have to flee the country, just like how Jesus had to flee and go into Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when he came back, even though he come back and even really want to do the work where God send him, come say nobody even know them people and them not go listen.
That's right. That's right.
And he did a lot of miracles there too.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if we are to be honest with ourselves, we just see reincarnation at all times with God.
And this is what people need to understand, that, you see, when the Creator has a purpose to be fulfilled, a body will come along and the soul will enter it and will accomplish the thing over and over again until, yes, and until it reach where it's supposed to reach. So we see a lot of repeat of situations. And we need to understand, you know, we need to embrace a larger understanding of wisdom. We cannot be stuck on Christianity, which was a foundation. You know, look, I'm very thankful for Christianity, because if it wasn't for Christianity, I wouldn't know about God in this lifetime.
It's a gateway. It's a doorway.
It's a gateway. It's a door. But we're not supposed to camp out there.
Once we're in search of the truth, you know, everybody, you know, no matter who said they don't want to know God, found no one know God, we know them all look to find the real part of themselves, whereas God resides there. So once you open your mind and your spiritual thought, start gather information, you're going to realize there's more to it than when meets the eye, physical eye.
That is right. That is right. That is right. And that is what we're trying, that is what we're doing here. We're awakening within people. We're introducing to them a wisdom that they may not have heard before. But, you know, those who have an ear to hear, let them hear. Let them hear. So,
full circle, man. Full circle.
Thank you, my brother, for sharing that testimony. I am certain that those who heard it will be impacted by it. And
that's
I know.
Everybody is most welcome, and likewise, they should share whatever they go through, especially the changes now. You know? So you will find things that didn't happen to you all of your life happening now. So share the experience with others. You don't know who you help when you share your experience.
That is right. That is right. Absolutely. And what was so amazing to me, Sean, is that, I mean, look, you and I just recently met.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, has it been 30 days yet?
No, I don't think it has been 30 days yet. You know, probably going on there now, but I don't think it's a full
no more than
month.
30 days, no more than a month. And how we even met was mystical, because we meet through somebody else.
Yes, true. True.
And then when I saw what happened to you over last weekend, there was no doubt in my mind that you were protected
Yes, man. I
because
keep
of the
on
time that you took to listen to the Torah reading and to make the connection, the prayer connection.
I keep on seeing this number pop up too, you know, and I came on some other reading before where it's 444, 444.
Okay.
And I realized that is divine protection. Um, those numbers mean you're divinely guarded. So
Well,
I know a lot of things happening.
yes, man. Numbers are extremely important, and we are to look for those signs that the universe is talking to us. And we must not
Mhm.
ignore those things. And the more that we open ourselves to the communication of the universe, again, by attaching ourselves to this wisdom, by embracing the wisdom, by scanning the Zohar, by praying on a daily basis, by listening to the Torah reading, and by performing good works and living a life, an upful life, we automatically start vibrating at a higher frequency. And as we start to vibrate at a higher frequency, two things will happen. One, we create a force field of protection around ourselves, like you did. And we start to draw blessings and abundance to our life. Okay? That is what happens, my friends. And so I say to you, listeners out there, if you need a change in your life, take a look at the teachings of Kabbalah. Continue listening. Again, you want to reach out, you can go to our website, www.kabbalahforjamaicans.com. You can go to the Kabbalah Center's website at www.kabbalah.com. You can go to the Zohar website, which is www.zohar.com. Or you can call us here in the studio. My WhatsApp number is country code +1 516 965 5700. Again, country code +1 516 965 5700. We're here every Tuesday and Wednesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 to 8 p.m. in Jamaica. We're also broadcast the Zohar reading dedicated to Jamaica, 30 minutes, Tuesday night and Sunday night, 10:30 p.m., 9:30 p.m. in Jamaica. And we also offer, and I highly encourage you to go to our website, because there you can find the links, the Zoom links to the Saturday morning connection where you can hear the Torah reading. Also Friday night, for those of you who are Seventh-day Adventists, you know that the Shabbat begins Friday night sundown until Saturday night sundown. So we offer that. We broadcast the Friday night connection. We broadcast the Saturday morning connection, which includes the Torah reading. And we have the 2 Zohar readings on Sunday and on Tuesday. And then we have our program here. And we give you all the tools that are necessary to grow in this wisdom. So if you need a change in your life, check out the teachings of Kabbalah. You will be amazed. And if you need proof if this stuff works, just look at the Jews. Okay? Look at the modern day Jew, the Israelites. Manasseh, they're more righteous than anybody else, But you see, because of what they do and what they embrace and what they teach their kids, that is what brings the unity. That is what draws the abundance. Okay? And it is our right, anyone who embraces this teaching and does their best to align their life to the laws of the universe. Because basically that's what the religion is. That's what the faith is. It's aligning yourself to the laws of the universe. You will begin to see miracles in your life. Brother Paul, last week, talked about how him used the letters, the 72 names of God, right? Various combinations. And how it has helped him, how, the nurses at the infirmary telling him how, him again weight. And how when him first came to the infirmary, him couldn't bathe himself. Now him able to do all of them things for himself. This stuff works. This is not hocus pocus. This is not pie in the sky. This is practical teachings. Each one on this call, Raquel Marcia, I know she has testimony because she's been studying this now for about 14 years with us. And I'm sure she can give you plenty testimony. How the relationship with her children.
Yes. Yes, I can. It has done me a world of good. So,
it's just amazing. But you see, you have to taste it and see how good it is. You have to experience it for yourself. You have to experience it for yourself. So, we've been toying, before we used to have a 2-hour program. It used to be from 9 to 11. But I found that was getting kind of late for me because I tried to get to bed a little earlier because I usually wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But every time I go to bed after 12, I don't get enough sleep. So, and we're also trying to see if we can catch new listeners on World Vibes Radio. But yeah, you can find us, like I said, we're live on YouTube. And, we're here several times a week on World Vibes Radio. Before I go, I just want to remind everyone that not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, April 12th, the evening of Saturday, April 12th, is the beginning of Passover. Hebrew word Pesach, which is for 7 days, it's a cosmic opening, whereby if we do as the Creator suggests, I'm not going to use the word command because the word commandment is a corruption. The Creator suggests. It's up to us to do or not do. And if we don't do, then we don't take advantage of the opportunity that is available to us. And if we do, then we will see the benefit in our life. So keep tuning in, because next week I'm going to talk more about what to do. If you're in Jamaica, try and see if you can find some matzah. Go to call Shir Shalom Temple, which is downtown Duke Street. Call them and see if they have matzah. And go and get a box of matzah and eat the matzah. Because, my friends, let me tell you something, It's magical. Magical. And keep listening, keep learning, keep applying to your life. Sean, thank you so much for your testimony. Every time I hear it, I get goosebumps.
And thank you for the appreciation that you showed me too.
Yes, man.
Mhm.
You mean, man? It's nothing I love more than people who are willing to learn.
Yeah.
And who are not dogmatic, and just because them grow up in a one thing that, oh no, this our only thing me learn. And that's why I have to thank my mother, because my mom, who was a devout Christian, right? From the time me start to study Kabbalah, I start to share these things with her. My mother always used to tell me, in order to be a good Christian, you have to be a good Jew.
Mhm.
She always used to tell me that. And my mom embraced these teachings. And boy, may I tell you, Mama, thank you. Thank you for the example that you showed me. Because I learned how to pray from my mom. Talk about somebody who dedicated to prayer. And I said this last night. Whatever you guys are doing, you have to develop a prayer ritual. Something that you do every day. And if you don't do it every day, that's okay. But something that you know that you need to do on a regular. Again, it's allowing you to vibrate at a higher frequency. And you'll begin to see it. And if you need to learn prayers, you can do that here. There are even calls, Zoom calls, where you can join to just hear people pray, like the Anabikoa, and learn how to use the Anabikoa. So there are lots of things that a person can do to start to incorporate into their life. So again, I encourage you to join us. Keep listening. We're here again Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Sometimes we go over, like right now, it's 9:14. Last night we went over till about 9:30. So I'm thankful that, we have that capability on World Vibes, that we don't have to stick to just the 1 hour. So, last night was more of a talk show than tonight. There are times when I have a lot to say, and there's sometimes when you guys don't have much to say, and that's okay. But I am certain, I'm positive that the words that are shared are upful and are helpful to people as they hear it. So thanks again, everyone, for being here. Brother Peter, thanks for your contribution earlier. Brother Sean, again, thanks for your testimony. Sister Raquel, I know we'll be in touch for the week. And,
Yes, sir.
see you guys hopefully at the Shabbat connection Friday and Saturday. All right. If you have any questions, you guys know where to find me.
Have a good night, everyone.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Brother
Sean.
Paul, bless up yourself.
Can we say one soul?
One soul.
One soul.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Peter,
man. Yeah,
thank you, Bridget.
we're not upon a segregation and division and one
No,
soul I am.
One soul. One soul.
But
One
you know,
soul.
and I'm glad you said that. And the thing that makes the Jews so unified is the faith. Okay?
Mhm.
That is what keeps them bound together and support each other. So when we start, we don't have to think or agree on everything. But you see the wisdom, the body of wisdom that we apply ourselves to? Once we are applying ourselves to that, it will unify us and it will make us one soul. So Peter,
Yes.
thank you for that, my brother. Thank you for reminding us. And I hope you continue to do that, yeah?
Yeah, well, yes, sir.
All right, everyone. Have a good night. Blessed love.
Yes, sir.